Hello everyone, welcome to iFashi. Today's tutorial will be teaching us how to cut and sew this beautiful trendy kimono jacket. It is very beautiful and easy to make. You can wear it on different occasions. For this kimono jacket, you need two types of fabric, which is the asooke and the Ankara or adire, whichever you choose to use. In this case, I used adire fabric. And if you're using Ankara or adire, you just need like 2 to 3 yards. 2 yards if you're making it short, like the knee length. 3 yards if you want yours to be longer than the knee length. As you can see, mine is longer, a little bit under my knee length, so that's why I used 3 yards. Now let's get right into the cutting of this kimono jacket. The first thing we're going to do is to go ahead and fold our fabric. We're going to be folding this fabric into 4 places. Now, how do we fold it? First of all, fold it face down, like open your Ankara, fold it downwards, and then you now fold it sideways to make it 4. First of all, fold it down the way we will fold peplum, but this is not up to 8, this is just 4. Fold it down, and then when you fold it down, it will be 2 pieces. Now you now fold it together sideways. So you now have something like this on the table. So make sure it's properly arranged so that you have equal edges. At this point, we are now going to start taking our measurements. This is a one size fits all kind of measurement. So what you just need to focus on is the length that you want. Remember, you're adding asooke to the end. So take your measurements and determine where you want this Ankara to stop. So I'm using 34 inches. That's where I want my own to stop before I'll now add my asooke to the end. Now, the next thing I'm taking is, at this point, from the beginning of your fabric, you can go ahead and take your hip measurement and add 5 inches. That's if you don't want it too long. I wanted my sleeve to be a little after my elbow point. You know, we're still going to add asooke to the hand. So I just went ahead and took my hip measurements and I added 8 inches. After my hip measurement, some persons add 5 inches and that's okay, but because I want my sleeve to come down a bit, I added 8 inches to my hip measurement. So after that, that's all you need: the length of the dress, and then for the width of the dress, take your hip measurement. You can either add 5 inches or 8 inches if you want it very long. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut off the neck part. Remember, this is folded into 4, so we're cutting the back and front together, which means we're going to start with cutting the back neck first. Now I want to cut off this edge, the side parts of this Ankara. Remember, we took our hip measurement and added 8 inches. That's for me. So I'm going to cut off this remaining part on the side so that what I have on the table is what I'm going to use. So on the neck parts, I went ahead and come down with 1 inch for the neck depth, for back neck depth, come down with 1 inch, and then take my 3.3 inches for the neck width. So after doing that, I'm going to open it up and then remove the back piece, take it off. Not that we're taking it off completely. No, you know it's folded into 4, so we have back and front here. Now I'm going to open it up so that the back piece will go up and I'll have the front piece on my table so that I can take off the neck of my front piece. And now for this front neck piece, we're going to just take a V shape. You can use your chest line, which is 8 inches all the way from the neck, and then slant it straight down because it's going to be open. So as you can see on your screen, I did a V from the shoulder, like the end of the neck width, down to my chest line. I did 8 inches. You can it doesn't really matter because we're still going to open it up at the end of the day. So this is just for me to know where my V is stopping. Remember, we're going to add asooke to this neck. So now I'm tearing the front open all the way from the down to this neck part. So now our front is torn into 2. The front and back is now joined only on the shoulder. Remember, this style does not have a joining on the shoulder, so front and back is together. Now the next thing I'm going to do on this down part, I'm going to add my down asooke first. That's the first one I would start with. On this down part, remember we have an asooke on the down part of the jacket. So I'm going to place my asooke on fold because we have 2 pieces of front, right? So I'll go ahead and cut off the excess on the edge, and then I'll secure it down with a pin. Pin down one of these asooke to the one that will be on this side, right sides facing each other, of course, and then pin down the other one, right sides facing each other. And then I'll go ahead and join it. But before I join it, I'm also going to pin down the back. Remember the back that we took away when we removed the neck. I'm going to bring it forward now and pin down the asooke to it on it, so that we'll go and join them all together. Now this is the back. The back is not cut into two, so it's wide. So I'm going to bring this asooke and pin it all the way down before I go to the sewing machine to join it. By the time we finish joining it, we'll be done joining the down part of this jacket. Now this is what we have after joining the down part of this kimono. We've attached the asooke for the down part. We've attached it to the hem, the down part of the jacket. So this is how it looks. Remember to give it a good press, iron it down, iron your work to make it very neat. The next thing we're going to do now is to introduce the asooke that will be joined to the neck. All around the neck to the down, we have a long asooke. Take your measurement, take the measurement of the neck all around, and I'll be adding 2 inches. This 2 inches is on fold, which means we have 2.5 inches here on fold. I'll be joining with the 0.5. That's why I cut 2.5. If you cut 2 inches, it's very long. If you cut 2 inches, after joining, you may not have up to 2 inches again. So I'm folding the middle of this asooke after folding it into 2, and I'll notch the midpoint. After notching the asooke, I'll go ahead and fold the back neck of the Ankara itself and notch it. So those 2 notched parts, I'll start my joining from there. Join it all the way down. Whatever is left, you cut it off. Now this is what we have after joining. It's now 2 inches on the dot. Remember we cut 2.5. So after measuring it, you can see that we have 2 inches of our asooke. Remember it's on fold. Cut it on fold when you're cutting. Now I've joined the neck all around. Whatever excess you have at the end, cut it off and fold it. That is if the edge of the asooke is rough. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join asooke to the sides as well. We're almost done with this jacket. It's very, very simple to make. So we're going to introduce the asooke that we'll be joining to the sides. Like I said, remember to iron. Press these joinings. Wherever you join the asooke, give it a very good press. So now we're going to come to these sides and introduce the asooke that we'll be joining to the sides. Take your measurements all around. Measure it to see what you have. Remember, it's on fold. So when you are cutting your asooke, cut it on fold. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it all the way down. This is why we joined the down first before joining the sides. And then I'll introduce my asooke that I'll be joining to these sides. You can go ahead and pin it down, then take it to your sewing machine and join. Do that on both sides. And like we did for the neck asooke, we're going to also start this joining from the shoulder all the way down, so that whatever is remaining, you trim it off under. So I'm going to go ahead now and join both sides, and then I'll be right back to show you guys. Now we're done with the joining of the asooke to the sides of this jacket. Remember to iron it. I've gone ahead to iron this one. So always iron your work. Press it down. Wherever you have a seam, press it down. It makes it very, very neat and flat. So after ironing, remember we have joined the asooke to the neck, to the down part and to the sides. So what is remaining to complete the sewing of this jacket now is to fix the pockets attach the two pockets because it has a pocket, and then we'll close the sides, and that will be all. So the first thing we're going to do now is to attach the pockets to this jacket. First of all, arrange your jacket properly on the table, making sure the shoulders are aligned, the sides are aligned. After making sure the sides and everything are properly aligned, you're going to introduce these pockets. Now, I've gone ahead to fold the pieces that we'll be using for this pocket. Is 8 inches long and 6 inches wide. I just cut it from my asooke. So you can just take your asooke and cut out. When you're cutting, cut 9 inches long and 7 inches wide, or 7.5, because you're going to fold in the edges. I've gone ahead to fold. I didn't sew it, I just used iron to iron around the edges. So for us to place this pocket now, you're going to measure 18 inches from your shoulder downwards. 18 inches is after our half length. So the pocket will start from 18 inches. Measure yourself. This depends on where you want your pockets to start from actually. But I'm using 18 inches from the beginning of my shoulder downwards, and then 4 inches inwards from my center front. The end of my asooke in front, I measured 4 inches inwards, then I placed my pocket there. Go ahead and pin down the pocket before you sew. Secure it down with a pin. You can secure it down with a pin, throw it on and see if you are comfortable with where the pocket is before you go ahead and join. So when you are pinning it down, pin it only to the front. This is why we have not joined the sides yet. We want to fix the pockets first. So I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Go in with 4 inches on the front part, and then come down with 18 inches from the shoulder, and then pin it down. Make sure it's properly placed so that the two pockets will be aligned. So after doing this now, the next thing is to close the two sides. So for us to close the two sides, you're going to take your armhole measurements all the way down from the shoulder downwards. And this armhole is not a tight armhole, so you need your arms to be free around the jacket. So 14 inches is just enough. So after arranging it down on your table like this, take your tape and measure 14 inches downwards from the shoulder. So after marking out that 14 inches, you would start your joining from there. You can decide to do your joining on top of the asooke, like the edge of the asooke, in between the Ankara and the asooke, or you can decide to do your joining on the asooke. This totally depends on you. I marked my 14 inches out on top of my adire fabric, but when I was joining, I joined very close to the asooke because I didn't want any joining to show on my fabric, so I later cleaned off that chalk. So that's all for this jacket. We're just going to go to the sewing machine now, close down the sides and top stitch on the pocket. Just top stitch it round except for the upper part so you can put your hands, and that will be all. And here's the beautiful results, guys. We've gone ahead to join the sides, fix the pockets, attach the neck asooke. See how neat our stitch are. Iron your work to make it very neat. This is the results, guys. Remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already. Like and share this video so that others will get to see the video. Here is how it looks on me. Very beautiful, easy to make and easy to wear. It can be thrown on jean or a gown, and you can wear it to different occasions. It's very, very easy. It's beginner friendly and easy to understand. Remember to like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comment section what you'd like us to create next. And I'll see you next week in my next video.